Shalom, 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 Yasharala. This your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another quick edifying video, right? And today I'm going to be talking about who and what is Lucifer, right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Ka'ala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, right? That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai, right? And the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well from Tahar on down, right? And have ruled well through the Spirit and edified the sheep, right? Consistently. So, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called who and what is Lucifer, right? So, the only time that you see it in here is Lucifer is Isaiah 14 and 12, right? So we're just going to, go over it real quick. So let's just read this. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. And it reads, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, who which didst weaken the nations?" Right? So it says Lucifer, son of the morning, right? So, real quick, you can go into the blue letter, right? And I'll put it in Isaiah 14 and 12. And we're just going to look up, let's see what that is, right? Let's see.
Strong's H 1966. Haleo.
Haleo, right? And when you read it, right, Lucifer means light bearer, right? It means light bearer, shining one, morning star, right? It says of the king of Babylon and Satan, right? So Hallel says describing the king of Babylon, right? And then it says light bearer or shining one morning star, right? And I just wanted to get that real quick, because, a lot of times when we hear this word, Lucifer, people think of the devil, think of Satan, right? But it's talking about the king of Babylon, right? And we can get that real quick. We'll just go back. We'll go to verse number 4, right? And it says, and thou shalt take up. So when you read this chapter, it said the proverb against the king of Babylon, right? So that automatically when you read the context of what it's talking, like who it's talking about, right? And it says, and thou shalt take up. This is Isaiah 14 and 4 says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden Slakia city ceased, right? So the Lucifer is talking about the king of Babylon, right? And ultimately, when you think of king, you think of like power and rulership, right? So it's, ultimately talking about Babylon, but it's talking about, it's a future prophecy. So it's talking about Babylon is, in the Bible, we know is America, right? Or the daughter of Babylon or mystery Babylon, right? And, we know that they are like the ruling nation, right? In these last days, this is the last nation that this is going to be brought down, man. You know what I'm saying? This Babylon is going to be the last, like, kind of great power, and it says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased, right? So when it's talking about Lucifer, it's talking about, Babylon, right? We know who ultimately runs Babylon right now is the Edomites, right? Or who you call the so-called white man, right? But it's their biblical name are the Edomites, right? They come from their forefather, which is Esau, right? Who was Jacob's brother, right? when you go back into Genesis, right? So let's read this. It says, verse 5, it says, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, right? So now it says the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked. So who is the wicked, man? We can kind of go into that real quick and get that real quick. So let's get this real quick. Let's go to the book of Psalms, right? Chapter 17 and verse number 13. And it reads, arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down. It says, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, right? So the Lord has set up the wicked as his sword, right? As his vengeance, right? So basically, the Edomites were basically set up as the Lord's sword, or the wicked, man, right? And let's get that. Let's keep going on that. Let's go to the book of Malachi, right? It's the book of Malachi, chapter 1, and we'll just start at verse number 1, right? It says the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I have loved Jacob, right? So the Most High says, right, even though that Esau was Jacob's brother, he said, I love Jacob, right? It says, yet I have loved Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Jacob became the forefathers of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? Or the Israelites, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, right? And it says, and I have hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, right? So, basically, the Most High is saying that he loves, that his chosen people that he loves is Jacob, or the Israelites, and the people that he hates are the so-called white man, or Esau, the Edomites, right? According to the Bible, right? And it says, let's keep reading. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return. We will build the desolate places. Thus saith the Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, right? So if you're the border of wickedness, that's your chief house, the chief house of wickedness, right? That's where the wicked come from. And we know, this is talking about Edom, right? And Edom is, according to the Bible, is the so-called white man, right? And it says, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever, right? So that's who the wicked is talking about. The wicked is talking about ultimately, right? Because our people can be wicked, right? Other people can be wicked, but the chief wicked person or wicked nation of this planet is the Edomites, right? They are the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever, right? And we know that right now, the Lord has given the wicked, right? According to Job 9 and 24, let's read that real quick. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? It's like a rhetorical question, man. And if it's not him, then who is it? Right? Who could it be? Right? Who has done more destruction to this planet and this earth, man? Right? Besides them, right? But it says that they were the border of wickedness, right? So that's who the wicked is, right? So let's get back to Isaiah real quick. Let's go back to the book of Isaiah, right? Chapter 14. And we're going to go to verse number 10. And it reads, and it says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, right? Art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us, right? So it's talking about Babylon, right? And it says, they pomp, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, right? When you look up the word pomp, it's like their ceremonies, um, the splendid display, right? Their flashy glamour, right? You think about America, man. You know, it's just the most glamorous. Everybody wants to come here. Everybody wants to be a part of this great kingdom, right? They want to live that American dream, right? But it says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave," right? When you look up that word "grave," it's Sheol, right? Sheol or hell, right? It says, "And the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." Right? So that means you're at the bottom. You're in the grave. Right? It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" Right? So when you think about it said it was a morning star. Right? You know, they were on the top, right? Like how a star is above, right? They're above, so they're at the top right now. So it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Right? Because when you think about America, man, right? America does a lot of underhanded stuff, man. Right? They talk peace, but all they do is steady destruction, man. Right? There's stuff that they don't show you that they do on the news, man. Right? It was a while ago, man. I saw where they had spent so many bombs just bombing different places, man. They had a list of how many bombs that they used to bomb all these places, all these other nations, man. Right? Like a bully, right? But it says, thou art fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, right? The morning star, man, like the enlightened one. You were the top chief nation on this earth, man, right? And they're wondering, like, how are you falling to the ground, right? Let's get this, right? Let's go to the book of Revelation, right? Chapter 18. We start at verse number 7. And it reads, it says, "How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow," right? Because America thinks that they're untouchable, man, right? And that's ultimately the mindset of Edom and Esau, man. They just think that they're untouchable and nobody's gonna be able to take them down, right? And it says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh thy power who judgeth her," right? And that it says, "Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire." That fire is talking about those ICBM missiles that these other nations are going to be have aimed towards this place, man. The daughter of Babylon, right? This old Lucifer, right? It's gonna be aimed here, and those ICBM missiles, or those ICBMs, so those intercontinental ballistic missiles that are going to be carrying nuclear warheads, are going to hit this place, right, and just utterly destroy it. It's going to be burned with fire, right? Reading on, it says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see her smoking of her burning," right? So, it's going to be, other nations who are going to be just because of the riches and the power that America has, right? That they're just going to be like, how did this place go down, right? And it says, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, in 1 hour is thy judgment come," right? "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise anymore," right? No more all the propaganda, all the different the castings of spells and all this stuff that America has done to for all the world, man. It's going to be destroyed, man, in 1 hour. In 1 hour, it's going to be so many missiles that it's gonna look dark over here, man. And then when it hits this place, it's gonna look like a molten lake of fire. That's how many ICBM missiles are gonna hit this place, man. Right from the top of the United States all the way to the bottom, man. This is gonna be desolate, man, and destroyed in 1 hour. Right. Let's get this real quick. This is the book of Psalms. Right, it's the book of Psalm, chapter 137, and we'll start at verse 7. It says, "Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof." Right? Raise it means like they were saying, destroy it, even to the foundation. Right? They're talking. So Edom, their whole thing, they was talking about, when Jerusalem was going down. Right? It says, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us." Right? It says, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Right? Because when you go into history, you see how, they were taking, the Northern Kingdom, they was, taking the babies out of the women's stomachs and dashing the heads against the stones. Right? They was playing hit the nigger baby with a baseball. They used to have that, like when you go to the fairs and stuff. When you look up this history, man, this is the stuff that they were doing to the children of Israel, man. To you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? So it says, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Right? And that's talking about the daughter of Babylon. It's talking about, America, man. Right? And all its wickedness. Right? So let's go back to the book of Isaiah. Right? Book of Isaiah 14 and verse number 13. And it reads, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Right? Because that's what Esau is trying to do, man. Ultimately, they try to go and, like they say, they went to the so-called moon, right? They so-called went to the moon. You know what I'm saying? We know that they didn't do that, right? But they try to exalt. They got the little space station that they got, up in the heavens, right? They got all these different things. They try to set themselves right up with the Most High, man. They try to they want to take the Most High's place, right? Let's get this real quick. Right? It says, so they ascend up to heaven, right? Let's get this. It's the book of Obadiah, right? And we'll start at verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh thy power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Right? It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right? But it says, the pride of thine heart, have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Right? It says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? That's what they think. Who's going to bring me down to the ground? Right? And it says they who set their habitations on high. Right? Who builds skyscrapers, right, to the sky? Right? Who was the person who started that? Salaki, that was Esau. Esau, man, the Edomites, they started building these tall buildings, right? And living in these the penthouse, man, right? This is what they do, right? Because they're used to dwelling in the clefts of the mountains, right? That's what they are, right? And it says, Salakia, it says, read on. It says, thou shalt exalt thyself as an eagle, and thou shalt set thy nest among the stars. Thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh, right? So they, like I say, they got the little space station that they live in, right? They trying to come up with a spaceship to try to get themselves away from their judgment, man. They trying to go to Mars or, and see if they can go to some other planet, man. That's what they trying to do right now, right? But let's keep reading. Let's read. Let's go back to the book of Isaiah, right? Book of Isaiah 14, right? And it says in verse 15, it says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, right? So ultimately their plans of total domination and total control and to be a godlike is going to be, their plans are going to be foiled, right? Right? Thus saith the Most High. It says, yet, right? Because it says, verse 14 again, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. That's what they think. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, right? And hell, right? Let's get down, let's see. It's Sheol, right? Or the grave, right? It says to the sides of the pit, man. You're gonna be brought down to the lowest of the lowest state, man. Right? Let's get this. Let's go to let's stay in the book of Isaiah. Let's go to chapter 47, in verse number 1, right? It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, right? Your throne is cast down, man. It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers, right? So that right now you see him, you see America being uncovered, man, right? Like the virgin, like it says, a virgin daughter of Babylon, but she's really a whore, right? And right now the Most High is exposing, right, her secret parts. Right now we seeing all the stuff that they're doing secretly, and it's being shown and being manifest, man. Right, through the scriptures and its prophecies that we see this stuff happening. Right, and it says, reading on, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Right. So when Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai comes, right, he's not going to meet him. Hey, Yahweh Shai is not going to meet him as a man. When he came as a man, they pierced him, right? They crucified him on the cross, right? So guess what now? And that's what Revelation 1 and 7, man, right? It said every eye is going to see when he comes, when Yahweh Shai comes, even them that pierced him, they're going to see, right? And he's not going to meet him as a man. He's going to meet him with his full vengeance, right? Let's go back to Obadiah, right? This is the book of Obadiah, and we'll start at 10, right? It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them, right? They was a part of it, right? When they saw that they was taking the children captive and carried them away, right? When you read back in the book of Genesis, we was trying to pass by, and they wouldn't even let us pass by. So, and then the Lord remembers that, man, right? he's keeping a whole tab and all that stuff, right? Verse 12, it says, But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Right? So, we know that, this is talking about Edom, right? Because, when it says Jacob, it's talking about the children of Israel, right? Because we know that Esau, the man Esau never killed his brother, right? Even though he had the thought in his mind to kill his brother, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? But that spirit was upon his seeds, and so as a seed, and the seed took vengeance against the children of Israel or Jacob, right? So, and it says, so in the day of their affliction, hey, they showed no mercy to us, man, right? They showed no mercy and rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest they have spoken proudly in the day of distress, man, right? And that's what they did, man, right? Let's get another one, right? It's the book of Ezekiel, right? Chapter 35 and verse number 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh thy power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth, right? So basically, it's just going to be ultimately a done deal for the Edomites, man, right? Because why? Because they've had that perpetual hatred against the people that the Most High love, who is Jacob, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, right? And you can see that today, to this day, that there's that animosity, there's that hatred, there's that perpetual hatred that they have, man, that the so-called white man has for the children of Israel, or the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, right? And it plays out day by day, all day long, man. You see it, and you see it in your everyday life, man, right? Let's get this, right? And see, America is basically the hub of Esau, man, right? This is modern day Basra, man, right? So this is the book of Revelation. We're going to go back, chapter 18, and we're going to go to verse number 17. It says, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Right? That's gonna be the thoughts of these people, man, when they see America go down, man. Like, oh, not America. What are you talking about? Not the land of the free and the home of the brave. Hey, all that's about to be destroyed. It said in 1 hour, right? And it says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, say, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Right? But it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy, right? Ye holy are set apart, man. That's the Israelites, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You should be rejoicing. It says, apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her, right? You on her. So, this is what the Most High has starting to wake up, right? His holy people, man, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to do what? To prophesy the downfall, right, of Babylon, of the daughter of Babylon, right, of the king of Babylon, of Lucifer, man, right? we have been out here and prophesying, and we're going to rejoice when we see the downfall of this wicked kingdom, man. Right? Reading on, it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Right? Because like I said, when these ICBM missiles, right, from Iran, from Russia, from China, right, from North Korea, from India, even from some of their their partners, even some of America's partners who are their allies, right? Even they're going to be bringing sending ICBM missiles over here, man, to destroy this place, man, right? Because this is the wicked of the wickedest, man, right? This is the hub, right, of Esau, man, right, and the elites and all that, man. This place has to be utterly destroyed, right, because of the bloodshed that it has done for the children of Israel, man, right, and the bloodshed of touching the Most High's people, right. And it says, I'll just read it. Verse 3, it says, for all, this is Revelation 8:18-3, it says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich with through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? I'm gonna skip to verse 5. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill her double. Right? So that's what's going to be happening, right? And that's what the Lucifer, man, is talking about, the king of Babylon, right? And that prophecy is a future prophecy of what's going to happen. What's going to happen here to America, and the destruction, that it's going to come up to them because they were at such a high power, and now they got it, and suddenly they're going to be brought down so low, right? And that's what that Lucifer is, right? So with that, I hope this has been edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Kahalai Hawa, Ba'ashim Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'ashim Hakradash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, right? A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect of you brothers who are out there on the highways and hedges teaching, you few sisters, right, who are keeping this word and this truth, right, faithfully, right? Keep praying, right? Keep fasting, keep praying for one another, stay diligent, and stay focused in these last days. And with that, shalom.